Keep the good times poppin'. Pop, pop, pop.
The Fright Knights are a product of their times. In the 1980s and through the 1990s, there was a common theme of pushing and normalizing the grotesque in children's media.
From the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo, to the Fright Nights, to the darker Disney films, you can see a push for dark, for grotesque, and oftentimes for the normalization of the occult in children's media. The Fright Nights are no exception.
While nothing is explicit with the Fright Nights, it is evident that they are trying to normalize the consultation of dark powers.
Now, they're depicted as bad guys, and even goofy bad guys, and a lot of things about the Fright Nights are innocuous. However, this movement was not such.
If you have seen in the Faber Files, the first proposed prototype, if you will, of Bionicle was called Boneheads of Voodoo Island, Dooheads for short. This is a perfect example of LEGO trying to keep up with what was popular, what was mainstream.
Skulls, magic, witches, as near as you could get to executions and gore and things. It makes sense that LEGO's first foray into what is now often known as a Halloween theme would occur at this time in the 1990s.
Even looking back at things like the Garbage Pail Kids, by encouraging darkness in the youth, it drove a wedge between parents and children. No parent would really want their kid to go and collect the Garbage Pail Kid cards, but of course the kids would go out and do it, hide it from their parents. So all that this darkness does is just drives a wedge between generations.
Does this mean we dislike the Fright Nights? No. We have our own qualms with them, as I'm sure everyone does. There's a lot of silly things about the Fright Nights, and it was certainly a departure from the beloved and historical classic castle, even further than Magisto and the Dragon Masters ever took our beloved knights.
Is Fright Nights the problem? No. Is Fright Nights a symptom? Yes.
There was a video talking about Fright Nights being an underrated theme. We're not going to touch on anything with that video here, but I think you can expect more thoughts from us about the Fright Nights. And maybe as we begin to understand each other better, we can have a conversation about this era of LEGO, which is certainly fascinating.